Today we're talking about why varial kickflips ended up being hated. I see a lot of this stuff going on now with younger skaters doing varial kickflips and saying the most hated trick, but to them it's just like a comedic joke. I kind of feel like people don't know why they became hated, and I think that's kind of interesting. And what brought upon this video is I watched Gary Jenner and I watched the Dern brothers, and that is 4 guys, 2 main YouTubers and 2 core skaters who brought up the same point but didn't know the reason why. And I thought it was kind of interesting. So today's video, we're going to go through the history on why varial kickflips became hated, because I personally find it interesting. And then we're going to put it to the test, and we're going to see, are they actually hated for the reason why originally people thought they were hated? Because that's the funny part. This whole thing is based off of a misconception. So a varial kickflip is a pop shove it with a kickflip involved. Nothing crazy, nothing insane. So let's take it all the way back to 1978, where Rodney Mullen invents the magic flip. That was the original name for the kickflip. Stacy Peralta told him that was a stupid name, settled on kickflip. So it was only like 6 months later, so maybe we hit 1979 now, where Rodney starts really playing with flip variations, and we get varial kickflip and what we call 360 flip, hard flips, and all this fun stuff. But what we take away is the varial kickflip. So now let's fast forward from 1979 to about 1982, 1983. We have guys like Gons and that actually ollieing and doing tricks down gaps, downstairs, and different things like that. So street skating is becoming more and more popular, and we're seeing things like that. But in 1983, we'll say, getting a video was very, very, very difficult. You weren't able to just go to Blockbuster and purchase a skate video and then go watch it, or rent one technically, but you could buy from Blockbuster. Anyway, what I'm getting at is you didn't have video media readily available. Now, what the skate companies did was kind of ingenious. You would film a video and send it to skate shops. So if you send it to 100 skate shops, they would host their own little premieres, and now you had a big following because of it. But still getting off topic, the main media at the time was magazines. And I had a Transworld subscription for a really, really long time. Magazines were able to be produced fairly cheaply and sent out quickly. So you had them floating around a bunch, year after year after year. But you needed people to photograph for said magazines. So let's just hypothetically say Thrasher called me up right now and said, Cody, we heard you can skate a 10 stair. And remember, the year's 1984, we'll say 85 now we're getting into. Cody, you can skate a 10 stair. We were wondering if you do a trick down a 10 stair for a Thrasher cover. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I want to be on Thrasher. I'm an up and coming skater. Of course I want to be on the cover of Thrasher. Well, they'll get me in contact with the photographer himself. And the first thing the photographer might say to me is, well, Cody, where we're photographing happens to have mostly a red background, so wearing a burgundy shirt, well, that's not going to work. So can you please change out your shirt? So he might ask me to change to a blue shirt, which of course I'm being invited out by Thrasher. I'm invited to be on a cover. Why would I argue? And all it is so I pop off the walls a little better, so that in theory I now stand out more. Because a photographer's big job is to take a 2D image and fool your brain thinking it's 3D. So any dynamic he can put to it, he wants to. Skater popping out. So now we roll up to this 10 stair, and I'm gonna kick up this big, huge gap, and he says, all right, what trick you got? I'll set up my camera in that, and I say, I got a varial kickflip. Well, he's gonna say to me, varial kickflips, they don't shove as much as a tray flip, they don't flip as much as a kickflip, so it's not as dynamic. Most of the time, also, varial kickflips kind of rocket up, so depending on who you are. So they're covering part of your body. They just aren't as photogenic as other tricks. Could you do a regular kickflip? And what am I gonna say? I'm the guy who got invited out to get a cover for Thrasher. Yeah, I'll try a regular kickflip. I'll try a 180, I'll try a shove. I'll try another trick that's considered more photogenic. And that's what we've seen for a while. Now there was obviously varial kickflips being done if you would convince a photographer to take a sequence of it. Because of course then you can see every frame, and it just makes more logical sense to see it that way. So now we get to the late 80s, early 90s, more companies are coming out, videos are becoming more popular, things are getting passed around. So now is a time in the skateboard history where varial kickflips could be really popular because now they're all on film rather than just photos. But this next batch of young skaters grew up looking at these magazines, and they just said, oh, our favorite pros don't do varial kickflips. They don't like them, which obviously isn't the case. A lot of people were doing them, just not in the photos. And it became this interesting world of hatred. Those guys were just like, it's not cool, they didn't do it. And then the next generation was like, oh, those two generations didn't do it, so it must be hated, it's blacklisted. You do it, you're done. What do the young kid cancel? You get canceled. And now this next generation comes out and they start doing them more, which is where I started, the mid-2000s. And they start doing a bunch more, and it's just like a little inside joke between us. Oh, I'll do this trick in Game of Skate because it's blacklisted, people hate it. And fast forward to the newest generation, and they're making the same joke, but they're laying it on way too thick. Like, should I quit skating because I did a varial kickflip? When it's all just based off of a weird misconception. And if you go to the 90s and watch videos, you'll notice the guy who understood that. You'll see the guy varial kickflipping down, but it's very few people. But we're going to put that to the test today. We're actually going to see, is it more photogenic? So we're going to be doing 4 flat ground tricks because, it's me. But we're going to be putting kickflip versus varial kickflip. We're going to be putting kickflip body varial versus half cab flip. And I'm going to take them all in almost the exact same angle, front angles facing forward, low to the ground, tilted up so you can see the ground, you can see up high. Hopefully I'll be completely in the photo. And I think I have an editing way I want to do that's really kind of challenging to do, which is video into photo, back into video, because you need to stop everything at the perfect frame. But I'm going to attempt to do that, and I'm going to do them all tonight in full lighting in here. And then I may come back and do them again in a sequence shot, because I think that'd be kind of cool, where I kill some of the lights and I light up the floor more, just to really give it that skate vibe. If I got time this week, I'll definitely do that, because that just sounds really cool to me. But let's jump right into this, guys. And I want to do it video, photo, video, because one of the biggest things in skateboarding, whether you believe varial kickflips are hated or not, doesn't matter. The one thing that truly, truly is hated in skating, and without naming a bunch of names, there are some people who did this, is faking your funk. Do not go out and take a photo and use it if you didn't land the trick. And that was something that did pop up every now and again. You don't hear too much about that anymore, but let's jump right into this. We're going to start off with varial kickflip versus the kickflip, and then we're going to go into the other two. New clothes, new day. We'll get to that in 1 minute. Yes, I could have grabbed my DSLR. Yes, I could have done professional lighting. Yes, I have all that equipment. But the point of this is more about the tricks. So those first few video, photo things are definitely overexposed, and I know that. I really wish I had turned off at least the one light, but I changed the lighting in here for the sequence shots, and that's what we're going to check out now. So I don't know if you guys already started formulating your opinion, but let's see how sequences look. So this was a fun video to film and to edit. Tonight was a little rough. I don't know what I did, but my neck down into my shoulder really started hurting at work. I don't know if my hands were above my head for too long or what, but it made the flat ground tricks a little more difficult tonight. Now I want to say all these tricks are actually feeling really good. It's just getting the right ones, So the first kickflip is kind of just how I do my kickflips. They're popped, they're flicked off the nose, and they're caught, but they're rocketed a little bit. Now, It really doesn't affect me much. I really only do kickflips in games of skate. But, some people would say, hey, that's a rocket kickflip. So tonight, even though it was not as popped, it leveled out a little more. But it did take about 100 kickflips for me to get the one that made me go, that's the one, we're going to take that. The half cab flip, that was maybe 10th try. I had stuck a crap ton of them, but I'm really not rolling super fast. I'm in a small area trying to fit everything in frame. So I'd stick them, roll a couple of feet, and then kind of wheel bite, or just stop completely, and I just wasn't satisfied. So I landed that one and was like, you know what? I'll give it 10 more tries, but I landed it. It was popped. It was caught. It's not the end of the world. Now, my personal opinion, the number one best looking trick was the half cab flip. I don't know why. It's just my opinion. I just think that looks really good in photo form. Then kickflip. Then kickflip body varial, but I think it's just biasness because I do like them a little bit more than varial kickflip. But the varial kickflips didn't look horrible. Now I do understand if you were taking a photo down a 10 stair, why photographers would not want that taken. But in this scenario, they didn't look that bad. But what do you guys think? Drop a comment down below and I'd love to talk to you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I asked my wife, I showed her my analyticals and said, do you think I can hit 1,000 subscribers between now and 2025? And her response, not to be mean, but was no, the numbers don't match up. So let's start getting those subscribers rolling. And if you liked the video, please hit that like button. That like button is what shares this video to other people and gets it out there. As always, guys, though, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'm getting new subscribers every day. So if you guys like little history videos and things like that, drop a comment down below. I have been a skate nerd ever since Trans World Skate Nerd. But I hope you guys did enjoy this. Have a great day.